Alright guys, today's lesson is graphing cube root functions. So as you know from the previous lesson, first of all we have to identify what does cube root means. Let me show you one more example. Uh, if number is square root of 4, it is equal to. The reason is square root of 4 with the square in the root, which is equal to square root of 2 with 2 to the power of 2. And 2 and 2 cancel each other out. It will be equal to 2. And what about, in other words, if number is equal to 8 with the cube root 8 and then cube root 8, which 8 can be written as 2 to the power of 3, and 3 will cancel each other out. The number will be equal to 2. So that's why this one is very important. You have to keep in your mind for the next example. So example 1, x y equal cube root x. We have to draw this one in on the graph. So what x values we can give? We can use -1, we can use -8, 0, 1, and 8 are the best number we can use for the cube roots. So y equal cube root 3 with the -1. -1 will be equal by itself -1. -1 will be equal to -1. So, and -8, y equal negative cube root -8, which is cube root -2 to the power of 3 will be equal to -2. Yani -8 is equal to -2. Y equal cube root 0, which is 0, 0, and 0. Y equal cube root 1, which will be equal to by itself 1. 1 will be equal to 1. Last one is y equal to cube root of 8, which is cube root of 2 to the power of 3, because 8 can be written as a 2 to the power of 3. 3 and 3 cancel, which is equal to 2. 8 equal 2. So let's plug the numbers into the graph. So -1 and -1, which is over here, and -8 and -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and -2, which is given in here, and 0 and 0, which is here, and 1 and 1, 1 and 1, when x is -1, yes, when x is -8, 1 and 1, 8 and 2, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2, which is here. -8 and -2, which is going to be down. I made a mistake, sorry. 1 and 1 is here. -1 and -1 is here. And 8 and 2 is given. 1 and 1, 0 and 0. -8 and -2 will be here. So when we make the graph of this, so the graph will look like that, which we call this graph y equal cube root of x, and also this function can be called as parent function. Parent function, cube root of parent function. So And this is the first example. Second example, we will use the number which is given for the x values, and let's write it. Y equal to cube root of 5 negative 5 minus 3 minus 4. Negative 5 minus 3, which is negative 8, cube root of negative 8, which is negative 2 minus 4. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Negative 5 and negative 6, which is x and y value, and which is x value. So later on, y equal cube root of 2 minus 3 minus 4. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1 to the negative 1. Cube root of negative 1 is negative 1 minus 4, which is negative 5. 2 with negative 5. So 3y equal cube root of 3 minus 3, which is 0. 0 cube root of 0 is 0 minus 4, which is negative 4. So 3 with negative 4. And 4, y equal cube root of 4 minus 3 minus 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Cube root of 1 is 1 minus 4 equal to negative 3. 4 goes negative 3. So last one is 11. Y equal to 11 minus 3 minus 4. 11 minus 3 is 8. Cube root of 8 is, which is 2, as you remember in the first page. And 2 minus 4 is equal to negative 2. That means 11 goes negative 2. Let's plug the numbers in on the graph. So negative 5 goes negative 6. Negative 5 goes negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2 goes negative 5. 2 goes negative 5. And 3 goes negative 4. 3 goes negative 4, which is here. And 4 goes negative 3. 4 goes negative 3, which can be plugged in here. And 11 goes negative 2, which is 11 is here, negative 2 is going to be here. So let's point the line and connect them. So as you remember, we made the parent function, which was here. And when you look at the graph, we have to check how many units went down, how many units go right or left. So when you compare this, 1, 2, 3, 4 units right, and how many units, 4 units down, 4 units down, and how many units right? 1, 2, 3 units right. And graph goes 4 units down, 4 units down, and 3 units to the right. 3 units to the right. So you can understand from the equation, graph goes 4 units down and 3 units to the right. So that was the second example. What about the third example about this topic? Let's go and plug the numbers on the equation. I'm going to plug them into quickly. I hope you will understand. So Negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. Plus 8, it will be 6. Negative 10 will be 6. By the way, this is x and y value. This is the x value. So the next one is going to be negative 3 plus 2 plus 8. And negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Cube root of negative 1 is negative 1 plus 8, which is 7. Negative 3 and 7. Next one is y equal cube root of 3, negative 2 plus 2, which is 0, plus 8. 0, cube root of 0 is 0, plus 8 is 8. Negative 2 goes 8. And negative 1, cube root of 3, negative 1 plus 2 plus 8. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 with cube root equal 1 plus 8, 9. Negative 1 goes 9. Last one is 6. Y equal to cube root of 3. 6 plus 2 plus 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. Cube root of 8 is 2 plus 8, which is 10. 6 goes 10. Let's draw this. Normally, before we draw the graph, we can easily understand that graph is going to be 8 units up and 2 units left. 8 units up, 2 units left from the parent function, but we have to see on the graph. So negative 10 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the first point. And negative 3 and 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is here. And negative 2 and 8. Negative 2 and 8, which will be here. And negative 1 and 9, which is going to be at the top. And 6 and 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. Let's make the graph. Alright, and so graph is in that form. So let's make the parent function approximately. This is going to be the parent function. So as you see, graph goes 8 units to the up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units up, 2 units to the left, 1 and 2. As you see, this point move 8 units up and 2 units to the left. This is parent function. And this is the function we found, which is y equal to cube root 3 x plus 2 plus 8. I think this one is easier than the other one. Okay, next one is about compressing and stretching. Let's see. So which y values can be used? Negative 1, negative 8, 0, 1, and 8. So when we plug negative 1, it's going to be 1 over 2 to the cube root of negative 1. Cube root of negative 1 is negative 1 times half. It will be negative 0.5. Negative 1 goes negative 0.5 in absolute value. If it's negative 8, 1 over 2 multiply by cube root of negative 8. Cube root of negative 8 is a negative 2 times positive 1 over 2 will be equal to negative 1. Negative 8 goes negative 1. So 0, 1 over 2 times cube root of 0 is 0, because 0 times any number is 0. 0 goes 0. And y equal 1 over 2 times cube root of 1, which is 1, times by half. It's going to be a half, 0.1. 1 goes 0.5, positive 0.5. So, and the last one is 8. And cube root of 8 is 2 times half, which is 1. 8 goes 1. And it's going to be a compressed, but just in case, let's check it out. Negative 1 goes negative 0.5. It will be in the middle. And negative 8 goes negative 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Negative 1 is here. And 0, 0, 0 is 0. And 1 and positive 1 over 5. Positive 0.5. And 8 and 1 is over here. So let's make the graph. So what changed? Graph is compressed when you compare with the parent function. What was the parent function? The one which is dashed is the parent function. When you compare with the parent function, the function we draw, y equal 1 over 2 cube root of x, has been compressed how many times? 2 times. 2 times compressed. And how do you find the domain and range? Domain, which is x, and range, which is y, all positive and negative numbers, because the graph goes infinitely as on the right side, and graph goes infinitely on the left side, and also graph goes up infinitely, down infinitely. X and y on this graph, which is domain and range, are positive infinity to negative infinity for both. And the next problem is the last problem for today. Let me explain it quickly. And the number which we can use, negative 1, negative 8, 0, 1, and 8. So when you plug negative 1, y equal to negative 4 times cube root of negative 1. Cube root of negative 1 is negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. Negative 1 goes 4. And y equal negative 8, negative 4 times cube root of negative 8, which is negative, cube root of negative 8 is negative 2 times negative 4 will be positive 8. Negative 8 goes positive 8. 0, y equal negative 4 times cube root of 0, which is equal to 0. 0 goes 0. And y equal to 1, 4 times cube root of 1, actually negative 4. Cube root of 1 is 1 times negative 4, negative 4. 1 goes negative 4. Actually, it will be opposite of the first one. And y equal negative 4 times cube root of 8. Cube root of 8 is 2 times negative 2, negative 8. 8 goes negative 8. Let's plug them on graph. So negative 1 goes 4, negative 1 goes 4, which is up to here. And negative 8 goes 8. Negative 8 goes 8. It's up to there. And 0 and 0 is here. 1 and negative 4. 1 is here. Negative 4 is here. and 8 and negative 8. 8 is here, negative 8 is here. So let's draw this graph. Sorry, let me do it one more time. So as you see, graph is now when you compare with the parent function, actually, it has been 4 times stretched. I couldn't write it very well. 4 times stretched. So domain and range same. It's positive infinity to negative infinity for both. Okay, today's lesson is actually very easy, and I hope you will understand better from this video. Thank you so much for listening me.